Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Brownie, without face cam today.
Oh, you guys had to tune into last week's episode.
If you wanted to see Chris,
Yep, you have to go back. It's not too late. It's still
watch episode 100.
100. Anyways, this is episode 101, and no Dalmatian joke.
I legitimately, I just wanted something to watch the other day, and I watched 101 Dalmatians, and it's good. I don't know why.
It's a solid film.
They're redoing
Cruella
it.
de Vil is terrible. They've already redone it a bunch of times.
Which one did you watch? The cartoon?
Yeah,
or
Obviously,
good
the one
one.
from like the 50s. Is it from the 50s?
Not the one with
Yeah.
Glenn Close.
No, I mean, that one's
No, I mean that was in the 90s. 90s?
yeah, 90s something. Whatever. Not my favorite. The
Cartoon's
animated
the
ones
best.
will always be the best, yeah.
Amen.
Um,
I saw a funny thing because all the remakes that Disney's been doing. It was a post somebody made, and they're like, Disney needs to stop making live versions of all our favorite cartoons. And Disney's like, okay. And then it shows the Cruella movie that's coming out next. It's just what they do. It's just what they do.
What are you drinking there?
1919 root beer.
Oh, is that a sponsor today?
I wish. How nice would that be?
this broadcast brought to you by Root Beer.
No, I was gonna say this podcast not brought to you by 1919 root beer.
What an odd amount of calories, too. That can has 228 calories. Not 220, not 230.
They're trying to be very precise.
Okay, so I like other countries. They're not calories. It's energy.
Yeah, it's kcals.
I like energy sounds so much happier than calories.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm low on energy.
Right?
guys. I need to go
How
get
much
some
energy is in that? Oh, it's 228 energy.
Well, so then with all of this excess I have is this potential energy, and I got to turn it into kinetic.
I mean,
Yep.
technically, yes.
Anyways, guys, it's 100. We've been 101 episodes. I'm still coming down off the high of last week. I really am. It was crazy. Just the confetti, as you can see. If you can spot any confetti miscellaneously throughout the set, let us know in the comments, and we'll come up with a prize for you.
I think there's some confetti.
Don't
I'm
help
not going to say.
Don't.
But I can actually definitely see some.
I had to like stick it in the pirate ship and suck the confetti out of the pirate ship.
We didn't lose any cannonballs, did
We probably lost one or two. I definitely did suck up some Legos. That's for sure. Ones that were on the floor around the build area. Miscellaneous ones. Oh, yeah. I heard them get sucked up. It's a very distinct sound.
It is.
So, April Fool's Day just went by, right?
Yep.
A couple ones. Kara got.
Yeah. Oh, I got.
What would you get?
You tell
got
that
by?
story first.
Okay, Kara, what?
Culver's came out with an ad for the Critter Burger. Sweet baby Jesus. It looks like a big old chunk of cheese curd slapped between two buns. I would eat the fork out of that thing.
Heck yeah.
Kara said, I need this with every fiber of my
I was like,
being."
every fiber of my being needs this.
I'm 99% sure that Pickwick used to have a sandwich or has a sandwich like that. I tried looking it up on their menu. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I want to say it was called the Cheese Wheel. I remember it like very distinctly, and it was that same concept where it was just a cheeseburger, but instead of like just a slice of cheese, it's a big hamburger-sized cheese curd.
I just want to give credit to the Culver's ad person who photoshopped that cheese.
It
curd
looked
burger. It
legit.
looked good. It looked super good and super cool.
So, but they made a comment underneath, and they're like, so guys, just so you know, before you go to your restaurant and order a Critter Burger, they're like, just know it's April Fool's. But if you really want a Critter Burger, just order a side of cheese curds and put them on your burger.
Well, there you go.
And I was like, okay, can I order a bun and an order of cheese curds and just do that?
But then they're gonna not. I'll be like, that was one giant cheeseburger or
true.
cheese curd that looked like a patty.
It's true.
But you want to tell us how you got, or you want me to tell you the other cool one?
All right, so I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and everybody on YouTube thinks that they're hilarious.
Yep.
Of course.
And makes like fake videos and stuff. So I follow Frono's Photo, and he does like the
Fro knows best.
Yeah, and he does this photo news fix. And he's talking about like these cameras got announced, so this price was like, oh wow, that's amazing. It's like, oh dang it.
So Lego took the cake. Did anybody see what Lego did for April Fools?
I don't think so.
Wyatt says he knows what you guys are getting for lunch.
Oh, funny. Yeah. 7 West is what he wants. Trust me.
7 West is delicious.
I know.
Seven
it is.
West is amazing.
So Lego came up with the best one.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows a person, and you guys will figure it out in 2 seconds. And they're walking, and it's just a foot, and then you can just see the foot lower onto the Lego, and then right before it hits, it does like comes up with a stop, and then it rewinds, and it says introducing Lego Smart Bricks. And then as the person goes to step, all the Legos flee.
Oh my
So then, like,
gosh.
as they're walking across the bedroom, so it's like the Lego you can never step on.
That's awesome.
And they just keep fleeing
Every
from each
pair-
step.
Every parent's dream. You know full well your parents would invest in that.
I've got story upon story about how my mother has destroyed things that because of them stepping on them, not because she broke it in the act of stepping on it, but revenge for the pain that I caused her feet. This is a true story.
She should wear house shoes.
I know, right?
And he just took a big old, like a bucket, put all of Jeremy's Legos in it, put it on a fire, melted down the Legos, and that was it.
Wow, she just smashed them. Boom. Just kidding.
Sledgehammer.
No, but anyway, so I thought that was really funny. April Fools is like those ones are great. You know, like this enough. Like that one, obviously you don't fall for it, but the fact that they participated, I thought was super cool.
Trying to think of any other things. It's just like every video I watch is like I can't take any of these things seriously today.
Yeah.
You just have to protect yourself, is all.
Yeah.
I was at work all day, so I don't know. Oh, what I should have done, patients come and been like, oh my gosh, what did you do?
Did you
Does that
think you're missing
hurt?
a tooth?
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to do something fun real quick?
Sure.
You want to redo the opening of the podcast?
Did we
Yeah.
not record it?
I did not hit freaking record.
Oh my gosh.
Start it up, Chris.
All right, I'm not gonna roll the intro again. We're just gonna pretend that it came in,
Oh,
and then
got
I'll
it.
put a clean one.
Got
'cause
it,
It's not
yeah.
working anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
So you guys get to witness this is the treat for all you live viewers. This is getting to see us make mistakes, and then nobody in the can version is gonna get the.
Pre-roll.
Well, no one in the can version is gonna get the not 4th of July, the April Fool's Day
Yeah, that's true.
Stuff.
bit.
That's
So,
fine.
all right, and we'll go in 3, 2, 1,
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rise the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
and I'm Brownie. Man, is it Groundhog's Day? Oh no, it was just April Fool's. That's what it was.
April Fools, 101 episodes.
Oh, Brad. Good thing there wasn't confetti this week.
Yeah, right. Kaboom! Forgot to roll cameras. Whoops.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know how much those confetti cannons my heart can take. Woo!
I thought it was
Lordy.
awesome.
It was awesome. Scared the shiznits out of me though. Like,
I was joking with Ryan on the way down here. It's like, I wish I had one more because Jeremy just got it
cleaned
clean.
all.
And go, kablam!
So I have a story for Wyatt that'll crack Wyatt up because he can relate. I know Wyatt's watching right now. So this is cleaning up the confetti reminded me of this, and I may have told this before. So every once in a while, my coworker will make breakfast for everyone. So he comes into work early. He pulls out this griddle that we have, and he'll make a breakfast. He'll fry up some eggs, and he'll make some bacon, and then he'll make either French toast or pancakes. And he goes and makes this big breakfast, and it's just sitting out on the table when we
how
get there.
rough is that for you?
Well, here's the deal. What's the rule when you cook, right? You're not the one who cleans up.
Exactly, yeah. It's up to everybody else to do the dishes.
And let's hear in our household.
No one else will clean up at work except for me. So every single time now, I actually just get frustrated. I walk in the door, and then I'm like, oh, bacon, pancakes, and then I immediately go, son of a gun, because I know I'm going to have to scrub the griddle, clean the sink, wash all the dishes, because people say they're going to get to it, and they just never do. So I end up getting stuck doing it.
So here's what you do. You just let it ride, and when they get sick and tired of not having clean dishes, suck it up, Buttercup. You didn't wash your dishes.
Well,
I have a plan for you, Jeremy. What's your rank?
E7.
So you just walk around, start flexing to people, and be like, I hear there's some dishes with your name on them, cadet, or whatever.
You love this one. I learned from the newbies, Chris.
And mop the floor, says Wyatt.
Yeah, right. So I have a story to go back to, but you'll love this one, Chris. So now when I want to tell somebody to do something, you just go up to them and you're like, hey, who's going to take out the trash, you or me? Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, rank.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then you just win if you're higher rank. But so
Well, you'd only lose to what? Brett and Pat?
yeah.
And you're never going to do
All
that
the
with
pilots
them.
outrank you, don't they?
What they do, but yeah, I'm not.
But
gonna,
in their shop, they're not
Yeah.
going to have a pilot go and take the garbage out.
I think it'd be hilarious if a pilot was game.
Hey, Colonel.
But another funny one is so back to the grease story and the griddle thing, right?
Yeah.
So have you cooked on a griddle, Chris?
Oh yeah.
Have you cooked on a griddle? They have a what to catch the grease?
A grease trap.
The little tray thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 1 week or one time someone else cleaned it for me. He only comes up on the weekends, and he went to clean it, and so we have a kitchen sink like in our little break room, and that wasn't good enough, so he had to go take it to the mop bucket room, like where the big
Basin is.
the big basin is, and clean it out there. So he did not know these things had grease traps. So we have it's like a rubber tile. It's like a rubber vinyl tile. That's what all the hallways have. It's really easy to like mop up and clean, but it's rubbery, right?
Okay.
Well, grease and rubber don't really go well together.
They
So-
like to slip.
They like to slip. So he hauls this thing back. He doesn't realize it gets all over his pants, all over his boots.
No.
So he gets it all the way back to the mop basin. 'Cause
Hey,
he didn't even
Gabe.
like pull it out. Hi, Gabe. And there's a trail of grease from the work area all the way through to where the mop is, and it's like through the pilot area, down the hallway, and it just absolutely destroyed. So then he was so frustrated, he walked away from it. So not only did I still get stuck cleaning it up, I had to clean up this bigger mess. And then
Dang.
he claimed I was gonna come back to it. And it's like, you can't leave a trail of grease in the hallway.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna bust their butt.
Yeah.
Well, then grease hardens, and then it's just a pain in the butt to clean. And
Brad says, "I've cooked on a girdle." Does that count?
yes,
I don't want to hear your hot underwear cooking stories, Brad. 'Cause what's a girdle? Is it underwear? Lederhosen?
Yeah. I think
It's-
it's more of like a make you feel thinner, but just really just mushes your fat into different places thing.
Isn't that that's a
Girdle.
That's a corset.
No, like corset like shapes your body. Girdle just like holds your stuff in.
Brad, I don't want to know why you have a girdle. And why are you cooking on it? No, I'm just kidding.
McGirdles.
here, let's find a picture of a girdle for Jeremy.
You don't need to.
It looks like a back brace. Look at it.
Oh, got it. Look at what you did, Brad. Look, what did you do?
I didn't realize
Look
that
what-
girdles were that uncommon. Like I thought that was pretty common.
It looks like
knowledge.
a corset.
But is it for men specifically? That's
No,
a
it's
girdle.
for women too.
What is that lower left picture? It
That's-
starts above his knee and it goes all the way up to his chest, and
It's basically like big compression shorts.
yeah, but it shapes
This one's
everything.
like a full body, like.
You can't show that on air.
Why not? It's just
Yeah.
it's like
He
a-
looks super duper naked.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, Ken, nice to see you.
Yeah, flesh tone
Jeremy,
girdle.
it's only $110. I'll get it for you for your birthday.
Brad, if it wasn't you, it would be one of us. Don't worry.
What?
He said sorry for derailing the podcast.
funny.
We are tangent the podcast.
Seriously, that's the truth.
So okay, so we had April Fools. I've got some work stories out of the way. So Gabe, we know, is here. Gabe, I want to see you race hopefully sometime during this week. I've still got to get on. I know that Latin Operation Forces, they just had like over 12,000 people on their page or something. So that's awesome.
What's
Man,
it
they're
called?
destroying us.
So, and then the Outsiders came out. I haven't got a chance to play that yet. But now I'm going to do a shout out.
Brad again?
No, Adam.
Oh.
I heard that the meeting of the girdle wearers was in this room tonight.
You'll fit right in.
Yeah.
So Derek, you're so fit. Oh man, you'll fit right in.
Nice.
Yes.
Enough pointing. Get those Chris pointed at me, and then I looked at Karen. Karen points back at the camera. But no, I was gonna do a shout out. So,
Oh, Lord.
so Daryl got a hold of me, and Daryl has made the game All Hallows Eve over there.
Oh, that's still out?
Yep.
Oops.
No, I left it out on purpose.
Accidental product placement.
Yeah, right.
What?
Okay, get a hold of Daryl to get your copy of All Hallows Eve. It's
He's
really
taking
fun.
a little break, though, isn't he?
No,
Didn't he?
he's ramping up production again.
Oh, okay.
But if you just let him know, then he'll know to forecast.
Well, we want one.
And yeah, I know we do.
Or do we want to get one of the other holiday ones? Because Chris has this one.
Well, that's just an expansion.
This is,
Don't derail me anymore with girdle talk and expansion.
that was Brad. Brad did the girdle top.
Hey, girdles prevent expansion.
If I hear one more girdle pun tonight, I swear. Anyways, so last week, or we talk a lot about stuff while we're waiting for the podcast to start, and both Jim who is like he comments and he does the little tiny circle things that perler beads. And some other really, really cool
Paints
stuff.
minifigs.
Oh,
really
yeah.
creative.
Yeah, he streams. He streams his painting.
Trofirelight on Twitch.
Yay! Chris did a shout out. That's awesome.
Nice.
So they both been trying to get me to play the new Digimon card game, and I am just so sick of supply and demand ruining. You can't buy anything anymore. You can't get crap. I looked up, so the intro was squirrely because this is a different machine. It's actually a older machine that you used to edit on.
But it still checks out.
And
Barely checks.
barely. And so I looked up like a GTX 1060 because the laptop had a 1070. There's still $800 for a GTX.
Yeah.
You can't even get a graphics card right now. It is absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah. So it's like 3 generations and 2 model series ago.
It's absolutely nuts.
Gabe says he'll be back on Twitch this week and he's going to do the British GT Cup.
Yes, I want to watch that. I will be there, Gabe.
This weekend?
No, next week, during the week.
Next week. This week.
It's coming up week.
I guess technically he didn't say yes, he said yees. I guess it's a typo. I was just looking at it as like yees is such a funny looking word.
But they got, so Daryl asked me to try out this Digimon game, and I absolutely had a blast. So I never watched Digimon the show, and Chris, you were right. You don't need to watch the show to appreciate the card game, and it's really fun. It's refreshing to come from something other than Magic.
Well, which came first, the game or the show?
The TV show came out in '99.
Yeah.
What it shows, yeah.
And Pokemon was reversed. The card game came out first, and then the show, right?
No, the show was the first thing.
Really?
Pokemon came out in '95. Wasn't the video game first?
I think the video game and the show came out like at the same time.
At the same time.
Gotcha.
Like what? Like I think the show was just like promotional. I could be completely wrong. This is just what I remember.
Speaking of Pokemon, boy, this is Rabbit Hole City. I am so sorry. Chris and I are addicted to Valheim.
Yes.
I saw somebody mod their Longship with a Pokemon Red simulator at the Longship, so they can play Pokemon Red while they're sailing.
Oh my gosh.
That is awesome.
It is super. It looks like a little TV just bolted to the Longship mast, and then and then it shows Nidoran, Anyways,
And then also speaking of Pokemon, Jeremy found out that our child likes Pokemon.
he loves it. I put it on the TV, and he just would not take his eyes off of
Like
it.
we watch shows, and he couldn't care less about them. And then Jared's like, "Oh, he wanted to like watch parts of Jesse and James because they're hilarious.
They're the best.
And he found out that Chip loves it.
Yeah.
So
He does. He totally captures his attention because we put on all these kids show. I've done Phineas and Ferb. I've done Shaun the Sheep, and
Gravity Falls.
Yeah, Gravity Falls.
excellent show.
He's really digging Pokemon. The colors, maybe they're really vibrant colors.
If Pokemon knows anything, it's how to grab the attention of children.
Right?
True. Even a 3.5-month-old, apparently.
Gabe is defending himself. It was an excited yes. David says we should try and stream some gameplay. So I was going to bring of anything. I think.
Okay.
I'm guessing, yeah.
Or Valheim.
Valheim, Digimon, Pokemon, whatever.
Oh, I'm addicted to Valheim. Oh.
Ooh, Gabe says he's going to try and stream Outriders tomorrow if it doesn't crash.
Ooh.
So one of the things, so there's different tiers on Twitch, and of course Gabe knows this. So there's affiliate, and then there's partner. We're not far away from being able to do affiliate thing that people could tip us or whatever. You don't get a whole bunch from it, but we can be tipped on there. Brian says it reminds him of the South Park episode about Chimpokemon.
Yes.
That was season 3, I want to say. That was a vintage episode. But anyway, so it's a couple of the requirements you have to do is you have to stream 7 times within 30 days, which is impossible for us because we stream once a week.
Right.
At most, we would hit 5 in a 30-day window.
Right.
And I don't. It's we're not going to do 2 podcasts in a week. That's just ridiculous.
Right.
And it's but what else do we do? Is there? So then I was going to try and talk to you guys about that, but it seems like sort of a natural thing. So if you guys are interested in seeing other things streamed, so we can try and get affiliate status on Twitch, so we can get some bits.
I'll stream.
Heck, I mean, we could stream Lego builds and stuff, couldn't we?
Well, we can, but I mean, we'll just stream stuff.
I am making $0 an hour swing, so I will get all the tips. He said unless I'm only getting paid $2.15 an hour, there's no tips from him.
From Brad?
No, from Swanky.
Oh, Swanky. Hi, Swanky.
So yeah,
That's such a fun username.
we were all earning 0.0. We're losing money doing the podcast.
I mean, yeah, technically with all the equipment and stuff we put into it, we are definitely in the hole.
And
You know what we should do? We should do the math. We should calculate the cost of the stuff that we've invested in, divide by the number of hours of podcasts we've done,
see how much
and
each
figure out
one
how many
costs.
dollars per hour we're paying to do the podcast.
I'm just trying. Well, right off the bat, 100 makes that really easy. So if we spent 10 grand divided by 100 episodes, what does that come out to be?
What was that?
$100?
$100 an episode, $100 an hour we're spending. I don't want to think about it like that. We spent $100 an hour to put the podcast on.
Spicy.
And that's actually cheaper than what we probably have spent. Don't even get me started on the Lego builds.
Brad says, but we're gaining friends, and that's
We are gaining
invaluable.
friends,
We
and
are
that's
gaining tons of
100% worth
friends.
it. 100% worth
We
it.
had 9 people show up just because we asked them to. How
That's
cool
true.
Yeah,
is
just
that?
to chat with us on.
How cool is that?
If each of them give us $1,000.
So Daryl, go back to Daryl really quick. So back to Digimon. So I went over to Daryl's yesterday. Yeah, and I got to play
Yeah, I was at work.
2 rounds of Digimon, and I had an absolute blast. It's really fun. So what I was saying is it was really refreshing coming from just playing like Magic cards. Digimon's really nice because you're not going to get like mana burned, and the fact that you can actually
Getting what burnt?
mana burned.
That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in a long time.
Well, like not getting any mana on a draw or getting too much.
Oh man, it's screwed.
Mana screwed. And
Is that what?
well, so in Magic the Gathering, you draw mana, and that's what you need.
That's
to
your main
tap
resource for casting spells.
to be able to play cards. With Digimon, it's like a racquetball. Whatever
You have an energy counter.
Whatever you spend, the other person gets to use that much before it gets back to your turn. So if you only use a little bit, they only get to use a little bit, and then if they use a lot, you can use a lot. But it's fun because you have at any time you potentially have at least 10 energy and be able to spend.
Interesting.
But you're just gonna give them 10 back. So
All right.
it's fun. I had a good time. I just wanted to give a shout out to Daryl. He actually gave me a deck. So I have my own deck.
He did.
And,
that was
and
very
I was
nice
like
of him.
looking through them and it's
See,
super cool.
he knows how crack dealers work. You give them
Yeah.
a taste for free, and then they're
That's exactly what he did.
Okay, so what's funny is I got home from work and Jeremy was like, "So Kara, if you want to check Target on Sundays for Digimon cards."
I'm just saying. I wouldn't mind
Well,
opening
why
a booster
Sunday?
pack or two. It's when they restock, apparently.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Jeremy's addicted. He got that taste. He's gonna. He needs the Digimon cards, yo.
It's fun. It breaks it up.
I love you.
So because of that, I went and got Hulu today, so I could go back and watch the show now.
I told you I have the watchable seasons on DVD.
Yeah, I know.
We found other shows. I've been wanting to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That's a good show.
So we that's only on Hulu. So
sense.
finally,
No, it's
I'm
funny.
able to
Disney
watch it.
owns a chunk of Hulu.
Don't get me started. I would do the
Seriously.
bundle so you can get ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus for $11.99 or $13.99 a month.
But Disney Plus
But
is already
you
paid
have like
for.
5 years of Disney Plus already.
Right, I already pre-bought Disney Plus, but that's also ad version of Hulu, and I cannot do
Yuck.
ads. I cannot do ads. So
If you're already paying for it, why do you get ads?
because
the whole
it supplements the ad supplements the cost. That's why you're paying $11.99 instead of $5.99 for.
Hulu with ads used to be free. It used to be freaking
It did a
free.
long time ago.
Back when I was like my first couple years in college, it was free.
It was free, absolutely.
And then I was like, it's free, whatever. I'm fine watching the ads. It's cool.
Hulu was Daryl. That's just they were giving out. Hulu gave you a free Digimon pack, and now you're hooked. And that's what they did. They did it so that they could get away with people getting used to ads, so that they could come out with a paid version and still get away with showing ads. Because Netflix has talked about doing ads, but people are just so used to Netflix not having them that they would lose a large.
Netflix
percentage.
is continually like at this point. I don't even care if I have Netflix.
Really?
Well, yeah. Nothing seems like Netflix exclusives don't keep me on the platform.
They
They're
don't have
so
it.
good.
The only Netflix thing that they had that I had to watch. Well, there were two, and they're both over now. It was BoJack Horseman and what's that one? House of Cards.
Isn't that on Hulu, BoJack Horseman?
It could be on Hulu too, but it's a Netflix original.
Stranger Things?
No, Chris doesn't watch that.
For you and me.
Well, yeah.
Stranger Things? I watched The Crown. Can't wait for the next one. Super good. What's the one that we just? Oh, Pokemon. There's a Netflix original new Pokemon season that goes back to the original.
Oh, yeah, Jim was saying that.
Yeah,
Jim
and-
also says Digimon time in chat, by the way.
Hi, Jim.
I don't know. There's quite a few Netflix originals that's, we've been watching.
Well, Prime has been where we're at. Psych is
Psych.
unbelievably fantastic.
Yeah, Swanky says he cancels Netflix a bit ago. The only thing they have that he likes to watch is Stranger Things.
Excellent
Got it.
show.
I understand the appeal of it. I fundamentally could not get on board with watching 6 hours of something with nothing happening before something happens, so I made a moral decision to stop watching it. Like everyone's like, "Oh, it's such a great show" or whatever, and the first season's like 10 episodes, and literally nothing happens for the first 6 hours of the show.
Right, and then the last.
And like literally, like they're like, "Oh, you quit right when it starts getting good." It's like, why did they just cut the first 6 hours out? Like, make it good right now.
character development. I'm not going to defend the show. I watch it.
I'll say, like, it seemed competently assembled. I like the actor that plays the sheriff guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If he's still around, he
Frodo
might have
was
died.
They're
Who
not
knows?
Frodo. Samwell.
Sam
Tarly.
West Sean Astin.
Sean Astin.
Sean
that guy.
Astin, okay.
Oh, in the
Rudy?
episode
Rudy.
of Psych today, we watched
John Rice Davies.
John Rice Davies was in it.
He was in the
Nice.
Indiana Jones episode.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
I was
such a
like,
good
how
episode.
funny. Like, obviously, he'd be in the Indiana Jones episode. Like,
He's the museum curator.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so good.
such high Psych. Indiana Jones, too. Excellent. But Psych. Just saying. So good.
Swanky goes on to say, most of their originals are boring or bad because they focus so much on originals they don't carry any great movies and TV shows anymore. Part of the problem is everyone's pulling their licensing to make their own stupid platforms.
I know.
So, like, I know that I've told you this a million times, but, like, I called this as soon as there were multiple streaming services. It's the cable revolution
I know.
2.0.
It is.
Everyone's fracturing again. Then there's going to be some great unifier in about 10 years. It'll be like, oh, if you pay $35 a month, you get access to all of this.
Right. Well, we had an episode about that.
We've
like,
had 100, and we've
last
talked about this
year.
100 times. But I want to say, at the moment, we're currently back. We have Netflix because that one's paid for by T-Mobile. We have Hulu now that I got today. We have
Disney
How many
Plus.
years do you? It's 3 years you got over it, right?
of T-Mobile.
Oh no, Disney Plus.
Oh, 3 years. I bought 3 years of it.
Yeah, so Brad had mentioned he's like, holy crap, 5 years or whatever, and it's like it was just some crazy deal where it's like 90 cents a month or something if he buys like infinity months of it.
Yeah, it was 3 years for like $140. It basically buy 2 years, get one free. Is what it broke down to.
So yeah,
Our stupid spam filter. I'm sorry, Adam. I know you're not trying to swear.
we've got Disney Plus, we've got Hulu, we've got Netflix. We're using his mom's Discovery Plus.
I'm also using it.
Yes, we've got Amazon Prime or
Yep.
Prime Video,
Apple TV.
Apple TV,
And Apple TV is free because they just keep giving it to me. They're like, just have it for 6 months.
how long is it now?
They bumped it out to July.
Yes.
It went from we got our phones October of 2019.
Yep, we got
And
on the
they're
way
like-
back from GalaxyCon.
And then they're like, have a year on us. Have a year of Apple TV on us. So go to October. Then I was like, have 6 months on us. And it was supposed to end in February. And then they're like, have another 6 months on us. Go out to July. It's like, what are you doing? You've given me, 18 months of your program for free.
And then we have YouTube Premium or whatever.
Oh, don't even get me started. But that is a necessity. Out of all of them, I would have to keep YouTube Premium.
Oh yeah, that
'Cause
avoids
you
the
get
most
music,
ads.
You get music with it, and you just, you're ad Dodge City.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What? Are you editing the spam filter?
Yeah, the freaking
What did Adam try saying? That was blocked.
Peacock. Guess what got blocked?
Yeah, but now people can type in Peacock.
I
Minus
wish
the P.
I wish it wasn't so sensitive as to grab parts of words.
I know.
Right. If it's mixed in with other words, really, you're gonna edit that? Like, okay,
I like how Chris is able to do it on the fly.
it is nice.
Brad.
What?
He says, "I want to shake you guys right now." He says, "I pay for 1 month of Disney Plus a year and watch it all in a month."
Oh
and
my
then cancel
goodness.
it.
Well, so that's why I was doing the explanation. So Apple TV was free. I have Prime for the shipping, not for the thing, but that's where we watch Psych on. So you
Yeah.
get like all of the Prime stuff.
And I'm watching Scrubs right now on that. What?
And then, like I said, Discovery Plus
What
we
was
get
that
from my
look for?
mom. Because you have 100 shows that you love. 100. Tara really likes TV. Murder mysteries for some weird reason.
Oh yeah, I've been
Good.
watching. Oh, so I have been watching. I think I told you this. See No Evil, the one where everything's cut on CCTV, and so there's a big murder back in the early '90s up here. Katie Poyer,
Yep.
and she actually went to one of the dentists I work for now.
Got that proprietary filling.
Yeah, yep, that one. And so that because of that filling, the doctor I work for was able to identify that was her patient. But anyway, yeah, she was that Katie Poyer was on See No Evil. That the
They
whole
like figured out part of it. From
Yeah.
the,
Interesting.
And
She's
you
on
know-
Forensic They did it on Forensic Files too.
and there's another one that Dr. Mills actually interviewed in for that. But did you know Donald Blum was a murderer, right?
I did know that.
So, I think that's the thing, But they went and they actually questioned him and ruled him out as the murderer.
Because his truck was
Initially.
the wrong color.
Huh?
The registration for his truck said that it was white instead of blue.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, it couldn't be the guy.
Yeah. So
'Cause I don't know how I've seen everything that they've ever made on this thing, so I'm pretty versed in.
yeah, I couldn't believe that. When they said that in the show in See No Evil, I was like, "What? Go back there right now! Like, come on!"
Yeah, because it's insane.
Yeah. pretty crazy.
I worked 2 weeks of night shifts at that gas station.
Really?
Yep.
Well, of course, though, he waited for a female to be by herself.
Yeah.
it was after years.
Oh, well after.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is I guess it'd be somewhere around 10 years after, I would guess.
Well, Chris and I both worked for the same chain of gas stations that was at. And
So this happened before it was acquired by this chain.
oh, it was.
It was owned by somebody else, and then subsequently
Was the sandwich shop still attached to it and everything then?
it was actually a Subway.
Yeah. Okay. They called it a sandwich shop in the show, but yeah. So yeah, it must.
But yeah, so it was
Subway.
weird because like I had seen the security footage a million times, and the cameras are like in the exact same place. I'm like, this is weird.
That is weird.
It's like working in a haunted house.
Seriously
That is weird.
creepy.
And then we had a whole this huge twist in back to what April
Sorry.
Fool's stuff. Blockbuster did a thing where they're coming back on April 1st.
Yes.
I thought it was
Nice.
hilarious.
Well, so what we were going to talk about today, we haven't even introduced today's topic yet.
We haven't.
So that's how good we are at just tangenting. We're dumping frames pretty hard.
Are we?
We're at about 9% drop frames, which is pretty bad.
Oh man.
Okay, so as we're starting to work out bugs on things, like we can't do anything about the internet here. That's whatever. But like, let us know if we sound weird or bad or quiet or whatever. We're still trying to get things dialed in.
You won't hurt our feelings.
Yes, you will. Oh, touching my therapist. Just kidding.
Wah, wah, wah.
How'd you know that's the one that I hit?
I know what you hit.
Jim says we're a Digimon podcast from now on.
Well,
I'll have to leave because I know nothing about it.
Adam says working in a haunted house, sign me up.
right?
It wasn't nearly that cool. It was just like you get these weird like deja vu things. Like you're looking at the monitor and it's just like taking you back to like watching all this stuff. And it's
Okay, after all that happened, did they get a better security system? Because I know, like,
No, the big thing which I was gonna say was that there was some changes to policy. Like females couldn't work a night
Right.
shift alone.
Yep.
Right.
Plain and simple.
well, it's called Katie's Law, isn't it?
In Minnesota, it is. Isn't
Yeah.
It?
Yeah.
But Chris could. They made Chris work nights for years.
If somebody
like-
thought that they could kidnap me, good luck. It'd be easier to steal the ATM than to steal me. Gabe, just like Puerto Rico internet.
That reminds me of a Mitch Hedberg joke. Is if a duck walked in and stole a loaf of bread, I'd let him go. You know, so it's like Chris was like, if someone wants to come in and steal the ATM, I'd let him go.
Well, that's the thing. Like, like legitimately,
They
like
tell you
we have
this, too.
insurance, right?
Yeah.
If somebody wants to rob the place, here's the whole drawer, dude. Just go for it.
Right.
Well, that's what they tell you to do. They're like, don't be a hero, give them the money.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like
You know.
they have fun with that $83.09.
Right? Seriously.
I was always very on top of my cash drops.
Nice.
Swanky says he's up for the stealing Chris challenge.
Well, of course, Swanky would be is criminal, right?
Apparently,
Swanky criminal.
yes.
That's so funny.
Why invest in new stuff when the old stuff got you on TV? for the wrong reasons.
Wrong reasons. But yeah, the
Hey, Chimera.
footage.
Oh my goodness, hi, Chimera.
Hi. But yeah, the footage was absolute trash, and they actually got a guy from NASA. Was it NASA?
Yeah, they have an image enhancing thing or
So
whatever.
he just needed X amount of frames where the guy was in the same spot, so then he could end up layering them all together, which would end up making a clearer picture.
Yeah, you could. It's kind of like the process they use for denoising now, where it's like it can tell whether or not it's a pixel that it should be keeping or shouldn't be keeping.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like taking out the noise to be able to give a clearer image.
Yeah. So originally they thought he was wearing a hoodie, but it
He was
ended
wearing
up
a Twins
just
jersey,
being
yeah.
a Brewers jersey, wasn't it?
Twins are. It was a baseball jersey.
It was a baseball jersey, and he had a tattoo on his arm.
Yeah.
And the guy they were originally looking at, like, were pretty dead certain that it was him. Wasn't him because he didn't have the tattoo. The guy was like, I didn't do it, you know? And they ruled him out because he didn't have the tattoo. Yeah.
So that reminds me of astrophotography. You can, if you're going to go out and do nighttime photography, Ryan, do you ever do this? You take a hat, put it over your image sensor or over your lens. You snap a photo, even though it's just black, because it captures the noise of your image sensor.
Yep.
And then when you go to your Lightroom, I think, or Photoshop has a feature that will subtract the noise back out because you do such long exposures, the pixels, like, there's really noisy.
Yeah.
It ends up being.
Yeah, because the pattern of your ISO noise is pretty static.
Yep.
So it can use that to do the figuring out.
Yep, it's pretty neat.
Completely unrelated, except for the fact that it's about somebody solving a murder.
Yep, that was the only tangent I had there.
So Forensic
True
Files.
crime.
Watch Forensic Files.
Okay.
It's,
Didn't we start watching that on
I
Netflix?
haven't.
Isn't that...
It's on Netflix. Here's the great thing about Forensic Files. They literally detail a brand new forensic technique in every single episode.
Oh, cool.
Right? So it's like every time the first time they figured out that this would work as a thing, or basically,
Oh,
right?
yeah, we didn't watch that then.
They don't make a big deal about it. That's just the premise of the show. Is like it's about the forensic techniques, but it's like every other like, oh, and they whatever. It's great.
That's awesome.
They were able to figure out. So this guy, he murdered somebody, made an alibi that included a tape of him fishing on this lake. Right? They were able to use the position of the sun and the known coordinates of where he was claimed to be on the lake with the time, because he had a timestamp on the video, right, which he'd obviously changed.
Yeah.
They were able to prove that he was actually there like 2.5 hours later than he actually was, which is exactly the amount of time it would take for him to charter a small plane up to that place and get out there and get on the lake to do it. So they completely blew up his alibi because they were able to use like the position of the sun and the direction of the shadow. Like if it was an overcast day, they wouldn't have been able to do it.
Right.
Like they just got incredibly lucky that this guy was able to like do the math and like work out, and this is months and months later. So that, like it was so cool. I was like, wow, I can't believe just like something they thought was like the concrete thing that was gonna get him away with it. Nailed his butt.
Well, what's crazy to me when you talk about all that stuff is you've got like
Sorry.
you need like means, motive, and opportunity. Do you have something funny?
Yeah. Adam says this is way better than NCIS. Thank you.
Like
Let's do a podcast where we vaguely explain how murders were solved 20 years ago.
But like you got mean, motive, and opportunity, and we watch it like Psych, and we see somebody die in each episode more or less. And so a lot of murders they didn't mean to do it, right? You know?
Yeah, they're like, oh no, I gotta get away with it.
Yeah, I accidentally shot this guy or whatever. And then some of them are a little bit intentional, where it was like, I really don't like that guy, and I see him walking by, so I'm just gonna run over with my car. But to like purposely know ahead of time that you're gonna have to set up an airplane to charter you and then make this fake video, you must have really hated that person.
Yeah.
If you went through that much work to like
Well, that's why
charter a plane up, kill him, and quick get back.
Well, that's why premeditation is the aggravator to go from second degree to first degree murder.
Oh man,
So
Yeah.
that's crazy. What's wrong
But
with people?
True crime is... I wasn't huge into true crime, and then I started watching Bailey Sarian, and Lord, she makes it so interesting. So now I'm like, I'll do true crime things. So when Jeremy was going through and selecting things that Hulu could base to recommend stuff for us, he clicked true crime for me.
nice.
Yep, she's addicted now.
It's so good. Of course, I don't watch it unless Jeremy's home or it's bright daylight, you know.
She doesn't watch it at night.
Speaking of true crime stuff and the South Park referenced earlier by Brad, the South Park does an episode where They call it murder porn, and it's like all the adults in South Park are like addicted to watching these true crime shows or whatever, and like but they treat it as though it's like pornographic material. Like they don't want to like, oh no, I don't watch true crime shows.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Oh my god, a Star Wars related question. Holy crap.
Oh.
Yes.
If you were to die and come back as any Star Wars species, which one did you come
Togruta.
back as?
Of course you would do a Togruta.
Obviously.
Pick something funner than that.
But Togrutas are...
I mean, she's literally wearing a Togruta shirt.
yeah, like...
Or in a gray shirt, what would I come back as? A rock?
Ithorian. An
Yeah.
Ithorian.
That's what I've said.
What?
Sorry, Brad is just, he knows how to make me laugh.
Okay,
But
here's
who,
the thing.
who asked the question?
Brad has opinions
Oh,
on...
Swanky did.
Oh, Swanky did.
Brad has opinions. He said I'm Earth for Avatar, obviously.
Completely wrong, Fire Nation.
Fire Nation.
There's so
What
much
does Brad
evidence.
think each of us would come back
Okay,
as?
Brad. Yeah, Brad, you get to pick.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
You are so funny. Wait, as,
Hey, hold on, let me mute
As-
Kara real quick.
as Avatar character, what is Brad picking? Avatar
He's
character?
picking
Star Wars.
Star Wars characters for us. Star Wars species for us.
No, Brad just made an inside joke about it.
So back to Swanky's question, though, until Brad comments. I think I might have said this before, but if I couldn't be like a human, I would come back as an Ithorian.
C-3PO.
No, not C3PO.
Ithorians are cool. I think they just look so lovable and
They
just
look like they're like permanently ducking low
I
rafters.
know they do.
They're like, "Whoa,
it's
sorry,
like a
whoa."
hammerhead shark. Like that's what their heads remind me of. You know?
They legitimately remind me of people that are like, oh, I'm too tall. Ugh.
I mean, I would totally
my
come
life.
back. I mean, a Wookiee would be pretty cool. They're awesome. I mean, you could if somebody makes you angry, you just rip their arms off.
I would obviously come back as whatever Yoda is
Oh, unknown species.
and live forever and force choke everybody.
I don't know what I would want to come back as.
No, Chris. Kara would come back as a Jawa.
Yes.
Houdini.
Houdini.
Let's see. So Swanky said I was thinking C-3PO for Jeremy too.
I would totally do it.
Says Jeremy's totally C-3PO.
Gosh, that's two for C-3PO.
Well, I
for
would do a
Jeremy.
C3PO cosplay. We've talked about it.
That'd be. You should do it.
Adam said, why charter a plane when you could just take them to a murder farm like Red Betty's? Insert plug for new book coming from Keith Hopkins.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I was contractually obligated to do this. No, Keith does have a book coming out where there is a farm where you can go and have carte blanche murder services provided to you.
Yep.
And other plot details happen.
So, you
Dave
guys,
says he'd come back as an Ewok.
you guys. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I was wondering if you were going to
Ewok
point in the wrong direction first.
Gave the Ewok.
So you guys haven't seen The Boys, but there's a superhero who can like. It's about heroes, but they're actually all buttholes, and he can regenerate like limbs and stuff back. So he lets people get their rocks off by cutting off his limbs. So they'll pay to cut off their his arm, and then so that just plays into the
You know what
story.
that reminds me of? It reminds me of Star Wars: The Force of Evil, where the headmistress of the ladies' school or whatever, the lizard,
Yep.
he gets his arms chopped off, and they find him washing
yeah.
dishes, and he's got this little baby arm as he's washing dishes.
It takes forever to regrow the arm. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a fun show.
Swanky said he'd come back as a Kaminoa, and they're pretty swanky
Oh
looking.
yeah.
Brad says Kara is a Toydarian.
Yeah.
Why am I a Toydarian? Brad, you're supposed to be on my side here.
He adds in JK.
Yeah,
That better be a JK.
Nothing works on Kara. Only money.
I mean,
No, Waddle's a Toydarian.
huh? I
Kara
know.
likes Rhodey Eyes.
See, Watto is like my third favorite character in Star Wars. He's
Who's your
awesome.
number one?
My favorite character?
Yeah.
Probably Luke.
Luke is awesome.
Soka.
You're so funny.
She's the best. Just saying, she's the best. I got her hair. What?
Adam's spoken like a true translator droid.
Ah,
Only money.
only money. Oh man.
Now,
That
Chris,
was-
I don't
thank
think you ever said what you would come back as.
He
What?
just
Yeah,
said
Yoda.
Oh,
Yoda.
yeah, Baby Yoda. That's right.
Not
Not
baby Yoda.
I would come back as
Yoda species.
super ripped Hercules Yoda. I don't need the forest. I've got the forest right here.
Right.
Ooh, I almost knocked over. Why is this open? I just have an open bottle of Diet Coke sitting next to like everything that we own.
Rolled onto
Chris
the
really wants a new computer.
My roommate almost dumped. It was empty, but he knocked a glass of water that he'd set on my tower.
Oh, that's living dangerous.
I asked him to. I have a mixer that I use for speakers at home. I'd put the left and right outputs backwards.
Oh, you wanted him to switch them?
Yeah, and I was just like, it's annoying for me to fit into that space to do it, so I just had him do it. So he was drinking a glass of water, he finished it, set it on top of the thing, then immediately goes, tonk, and it tips over, and like straight into the fan. But it was empty. I was like, oh.
That would have done some damage.
I would probably be upset.
You should start a new mandate that everybody in your house can only drink distilled water.
Rex is the best, says Gabe. Swanky
Rex.
says he's a Lando fan. Lando's just pure swag.
Rex is the best game. Rex and Ahsoka, my fave, and Kenobi.
Come on.
You can't have that
3
many favorites.
I can have 3 favorites.
No, you
can't.
can't.
One's a
rules.
Force user, one's a Jedi, and one is a clone.
The word favorite is exclusive.
It says 1.
But they're different. They're favorites in different species.
We're making the rules here, Karen, not you. Adam says he's gonna have nightmares with a mental image of Brownie as Baby Yoda.
At least don't think of him as Yaddle. Just let that one be.
Oh, Yaddle.
Holy, we're doing all sorts of Star Wars stuff today.
Okay, what else?
What are our expectations of the Bad Batch? Asks Gabe.
Okay. What? So 70-minute, like
Premiere.
Heck yeah. I'm.
Hey, and it comes out on our
stoked.
birthday.
Well, so that just reminds me of a meme. So, Gabe, here's how I'm going to sum this up. Are you ready?
Wait, it comes out on whose birthday?
May 4th.
Yeah, the
Oh,
channel's
Show's
birthday.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So it shows Scooby-Doo.
No. You guys stop making side rules for Kara. That's inappropriate.
Wait, what?
They're like, you can have multiple No, you can't.
Yes, thank you. Who
Jerry-
wrote that? Who wrote that?
No, favorite.
I'm not telling.
If we're going off of semantics.
Brad,
favorite-
you said it, didn't you?
It was a lot of them.
Favorite
Yes.
means like that higher than anything else.
They're favorite of my different species. A clone is different than a human. A human is different
A
than
clone is
Togruta.
not different than a human.
It is
It's the
different.
same
I've
thing.
got 2 funny Star Wars memes I want to say now. So the first one is it shows Bad Batch, and then it's got Scooby-Doo characters, and they're all around, and they're like, nice try, and it pulls off Bad Batch, and it says Season 8 of the Clone Wars.
Oh, yes.
Like, is what it is. It just,
I like it.
So I feel like it's gonna be an awesome a continuation of the Clone Wars is what Bad Batch is gonna be like. But then I saw another funny one, and it shows Mace Windu out at the end of episode 2 where they're like launching and they're going after like Dooku and everything, and like they're shooting all the Star Wars tanks at the things that are taking off, and somebody comes up to Mace. They're like, "Sir, what's your orders?" And he tells them, and he's like, "Yes, we appreciate the fact that there's 200,000 of us, but you just cut the model of who we were based off heads off, but you trust us or whatever." He just like he beheaded Django, and then
Yeah.
and he's totally fine giving orders and trusting 200,000 clones of him.
I saw something funny on the celebration page.
Oh, Swanky's trying to Jedi mind trick
What?
me. What do you think of some kind of Jedi waving your hands around here? That's a pretty good Watto.
That is
Yeah,
good, Watto.
that's good, Watto. I saw something funny though. Somebody asked, they're like, "What would your live action
Whoops.
Bad
Stuck in
Batch?"
Jimmy's close up for a long time. My bad.
But they're like, "What would your live action cast of the Bad Batch be?" And they
I
had
saw
like Benedict
that.
Cumberbatch and whatnot.
Stop casting Benedict. He
And
doesn't want to do Star Wars stuff.
Somebody wrote, and they're like, "Here's my cast," and it was 5 different pictures of Tamara Morrison.
Yes. Just different
That's who you'd
makeup
have, that's who you'd have to cast. Yeah.
I mean, he's the original.
Oh my goodness. So my expectations, I think it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be sick. I mean,
I'm imagining it's gonna be like the A-Team meets Star Wars.
I hope so.
Well, I mean,
A-Team's
that
awesome.
arc in season 7+ or whatever was really good.
Yeah, the Bad
Yeah,
Batch arc was really
the
good.
middle 3
Yeah, with Echo
episodes or
and-
whatever.
yeah.
And I'm excited that Echo's gonna be in there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm super stoked.
D. Bradley Baker is just cashing Disney checks all the way to the bank.
Seriously.
Never gonna run out of work.
Well, it's not like they pay him per role. He's not making 9,000 paychecks.
Well, no, but it'd be, it's funny. I just wonder what his day is like. What is D. Bradley Baker's life
I know.
like?
Adam says Chris might be part Ewok with that solo shot of Jeremy lingering, worshiping like the true golden idol of Endor that he is.
Yes, yeah. Fine, I'll buy a C-3PO cosplay and I'll just do the whole episode as C-3PO. Do I have to stand?
No.
Yeah, you have to stand.
No, if I was C-3PO.
C-3PO can sit down.
Can he?
Can he though?
He
Oh,
said
he's
that he had flown around in the...
Well, I could already tell you he's sitting down in the scene with Luke
Ben.
almost poking his eye out.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Okay,
I
so
may power down for a moment. If you
apparently Mark Hamill commented on that. He said that's his least favorite meme, and that was actually not in the film.
Yeah, well, because there's like one where he's like looking down the barrel of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was in deleted scenes, but people are posting it like hands person most dangerous weapon in the galaxy immediately points at face. But
Yeah, oh yeah. He sat down in the Millennium Falcon all the time, too. You guys are acting like C-3PO's never activated sit mode before.
Now, Anthony Daniels said that he couldn't really move, could he, while he was sitting down?
when he was in the costume, so they wouldn't have it on the bottom half of him, obviously, when he was in those sitting down scenes.
Yeah.
But in order for him to get a break when they were out, because we listened to his autobiography, they had a dolly, and they would actually just come put it under his feet, and they would just lean him back in the dolly, and that was how he relaxed. Was they like put the dolly at like a 45 so he could get the weight off of his feet.
Can you imagine somebody like coming up behind and be like,
Yeah, right.
like nothing you do, just like, I'm dead now, I guess.
Yep.
The one, the more current C-3PO costume, it's more mobile.
Yeah,
but-
much more.
Adam. He also sat down in that Endor chair. I almost argued that he can't sit, but he totally has. Mind
How
blown.
can we forget about
when
Well, that was
the
the first
Ewoks
one
are
that I
worshiping
said.
him.
that is actually one of my favorite scenes in all of Return of the Jedi. When Luke puts him down, he's like, and Luke's like, "Thanks, 3PO," and he's like, "Yes, you're welcome, sir. I didn't know I had it in me." like you did that, C-3PO.
I think that's more evidence of this being through R2-D2's perspective.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because like he makes C-3PO look like a total tool.
Go
Brad wants to see more stuff done with the Rishi species.
Don't stump me. What's the Rishi species?
It's Rishii. Hopefully I'm pronouncing
I
that
feel
right.
I know what it is.
I think Rishi species sounds a lot like Reese's Pieces. Like if you say Reese's, which I will unfriend you for life if you say Reese's. Reese's Pieces sounds like Rishi species.
Kara's looking it up. We're just waiting. Fevers.
I'm vamping on my bit that nobody apparently is getting behind.
Okay, JK, I've never seen this before.
Let me see. I know who they are.
$10 says you don't.
I'll be the judge of that. Let me see it. Hand it over. How many times do you need to look at it?
Brad says like the Rishi maze. Am I saying that right?
No, that can't be them.
Yeah, the
An
100%.
owl species?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Owls are my favorite animal.
They look super cool.
When Obi talks to Dex.
Huh, I've never seen them. That can't be right. Brad, what are they?
No, this is it.
That's
Star
what he said. He
Wars
said like when
fandom.
Obi-Wan talks to Dex. I don't. I know less of Star Wars than the two people in front of the camera. That's why I'm back here. I'm a fraud.
You're not a fraud.
Oh yeah, so he says, aren't they the aliens that look like owls? We're apparently out of. We have to apologize. I wish I had some sad music queued up. Fake Star
Is that
Wars
them?
fans.
That's Dex.
That's
Dexter
not a
Jetster.
Rishi.
No, the Rishi's the owl, Jeremy.
Well, why are you bringing up Dex? I know who the Dex the cook guy is.
Adam says not only is Jeremy seeing them, but he also speaks their.
Right?
I love this C-3PO bit. This is my favorite thing.
I'm fluent in 6 million forms of communication.
Dex
but
tells
not
Obi the
Spanish,
Camino is
okay?
just south of the Rishi maze.
Now that reference I've heard.
The what?
The Rishi
Is-
maze.
Is
Oh.
that in the episode 2 or whatever?
I don't.
Or is this a Clone Wars?
I wonder if when they're like when the missing planet bit in episode 2. I wonder.
Yeah,
if
it's
that's what
like-
it is.
There's no way. It's like perhaps the whatever is incomplete.
Yep.
Oh.
Is that are we getting this close, Brad? You haven't derailed us. You're just poking holes in our knowledge, and we have to fill these gaps now.
Yeah. Ask me any Star Wars question you think I might know the answer.
Yeah, episode 2. He says. Okay, so we're dialing it in.
All right.
I haven't seen episode 2 since we watched it for the Good Bad series, and that was like over a year ago.
Okay, here's the thing. We should just every year go through and watch all the Star Wars movies. We are a Star Wars. We claim we're Star Wars fans.
So I want to talk about that for a second. I was so overwhelmed. They posted a new watch order to get all of the Star Wars content, and it legitimately like it's episode 1, and then episode 2, and then all of the Clone Wars,
In their fancy order.
then 3,
Yeah.
then Rebels, then Rogue One, then 4,
And Solo.
or then Solo, then oh my goodness, and then after 6 you got to watch Mando now. You know how much content that is to watch? It's unbelievable.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's wonderful. Duh.
Jeez, Kara.
It's Star Wars.
Hey, I think that's a good call, Brad. I love owls. Oh, and then looking around, Jeremy's close up again. Ooh.
Ooh, we should get a mask that you can put over Jeremy's face. Just like, Bernie sitting next to me. Just hit a button, Jeremy has an owl face.
No, why owl? Why not 3PO?
Cause Brad wants to see more of the Rishi race.
Not on the show.
Brad, do you want to see an owl face put over Jeremy's face?
Let's not make more
Okay,
work
I
for
will
me.
tell you what. The processor's maxed out running the intro now. We can't add any more technical we don't need face tracking.
Yeah.
Live stream face tracking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're doing the podcast in Unreal now.
Just saying. I mean, I thought you guys were this good, but I mean,
You're the one who never lets me spend
We're limited.
money.
Yeah, we're limited by the technology, not by the capability.
Unbelievable.
Swanky says, I'm doing a Star Wars marathon right now. Just knocked out episode 1 and episode 2. Just started
Nice.
Clone Wars season 2.
Oh,
nice.
so good. I love the Zillow, all of
The
the
Zillow
arcs
Beast.
in 2. All not just in 2. I love the arcs in the Clone Wars. The Umbaran arc.
You gotta do some face tracking for Admiral Akbar on you, he says.
I love Akbar though.
It's a trap. Sorry.
Saying one more line that he says besides that.
Boy, don't put me on the spot. I just wanted to do it's a trap.
That's a fun one to say.
But I know tons of bring me a hammerhead Corvette.
There you go.
But was that
Turn the
Admiral?
fleet around.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
Those
was
shields
that,
are still operational.
what, was that Akbar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mon Calamari.
Well, there's more than
Straight
one
towards
Mon
those Star
Calamari.
Destroyers will last longer than we will against that Death Star.
Very
love,
Lando-y.
I love Lando. So good.
Adam says the owl mass talk makes Kara sound hungry. Instead of a Snickers, someone get her a bowl of 3POs. Part of a delicious balanced breakfast.
Admiral Akbar cereal. Don't. Your tongue can't repel flavor of that magnitude.
Okay, I do not want Akbar flavored cereal.
No,
That's
they're
very
made with
fishy.
real brine shrimp.
All right.
That's totally. That is not my bit. That's a robot chicken.
Yeah, Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken's so good. We got like half the cast of Robot Chicken on the shelves now.
I know we do.
Wait, what?
Robot
The
chicken did a whole.
toys.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So I've been bringing up to Jeremy how much I love Whose Line Is It Anyway.
Yep.
Such a good show.
And I've been rewatching. So talking about streaming services, so the CW has their own streaming service called CW Seed. It's free, but there's ads, which is fine, whatever. I'll deal with it because it's free. And it's so, I've watched that entire, so they're still coming out with new episodes, so bar the last couple of seasons, which I just haven't gotten around to watching it. I've watched that, straight through probably 4 times in my life. It's so good. If you're looking for something to have on in the background that will entertain you, make it Whose Line Is It Anyway? Or just watch compilation videos on YouTube, whatever.
Of that show.
Whose Line
got
Is It Anyway? It's such a good show. Okay, so speaking, it just reminds me of the past or whatever and stuff. The topic that I wanted to talk about tonight were games that we made up as children. And now that we're an hour into the podcast, maybe we can get to that.
So it is unbelievable how many games that we've made up at work. So we have a 40-foot parachute table, and there's 2.
Brag about it.
There's 2. It's really long. There's 2 holes at each end, and there's where bolts go through. So we'll take pens. You put pens in each one, and then we take a roll of masking tape. We each stand at 40 feet away. We throw them down the table, and it rolls out on the table. We try to pop both pens out. And whoever can pop both pens out first wins. So we've played that game. We've got, I told you about the whole jumping over the stick. There's so many. Hacky Sack made a comeback at my work.
You told us about that on a different podcast.
I know.
Actually, so I'm going to say this really quick. Gabe said those figures behind Jeremy are hard to find in Puerto Rico. I want to decorate my gaming area with Star Wars stuff. Those are care of Brad.
Brad sent us these, which is
There's a whole ton on my side, too. Can't see them, though. I don't think. No,
you can
here.
see some of the Return of the Jedi ones.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Can you reach the Jawa?
Jawa. Is he blue tacked down?
Probably.
So my favorite one is this. On Jeremy's side is the stormtrooper. Whoops, who's tipped over backwards like he's like got hit by the Petrificus Totalis spell. He's like, oh, clonk.
Here's
It's
the
like
Jawa.
that's Neville Longbottom, but as a stormtrooper.
Here's the
How
Jawa.
did he get knocked over? That's
Who
the real
knows?
question. Do you guys like that? There's a Tusken in the background going like this. You guys probably
Yes.
can't see the Tusken, can you?
The Jawa's adorable.
Here. Look at the Tusken. He's gonna go for a ride in the pirate ship.
I forgot to call it foot bag. Oh my goodness.
There we go. The Jawa is in the crow's nest.
Oh my god, the comments section is on fire today, guys.
I love it.
Adam says 40-foot lucky. Mine at home's only 38. Gabe says send me a couple.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna subdivide Brad's collection even further, spread it across the entire continent.
Oh my goodness! So we're watching Psych. There is literally something that means so much more to me now because I didn't understand it. This kid pays Sean $500 to go steal an original Darth Vader toy with telescoping lightsaber, and I didn't realize that
He
the
wasn't
lightsaber.
stealing it. He was
It belonged to him, and he gave it to the son of an ambassador, and then the ambassador was.
to play with, and then he never gave it back, and so Sean was paid to go and retrieve it from this little boy's room.
And it was just, I'm like, it's Brad. Guess, and so Brad sent me a picture of the figs he still has. He still has that Vader. You have it.
Sean's hunting you down.
Yeah, Sean's
Yeah, he
gonna
is.
come and get it, Brad. He's gonna
Coming
get it.
after you.
Did you put why is the stormtrooper staring at the pirate ship?
I know. I just put it that way to be.
He's
funny.
like on timeout.
Here,
Like, put your head
the
against
shark
the
can
ship.
eat him. What did you do to the shark?
What? He's happy. Put your finger in there.
No, you put your finger in there.
Put it in there.
Put your nose in there.
Oh my goodness. All right, so
Anyways,
games you made up as
So
children.
games we made up as children. I mean, who didn't do Flora's Lava?
Yeah.
There's that stupid birthday where my dad made everyone unwrap bubblegum with choppers on.
Well, you didn't make that up. Your dad made that up.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
My brothers and I always played. We had 3 tree forts on our property that we built, and
Dang. Endor Jr.
they were sketch. They were real sketch. But my brothers would always gang up against me, and we'd have like Nerf guns and stuff. And I'd be up in the tree fort, and I'd have to spy them before they came and shot me with their Nerf guns.
I
Nice.
saw a funny thing. So Kara, there's always miscommunication. So Kara knew forever that I wanted a Nerf gun. The problem is there's 2 types of ammo, the balls or the darts. And I prefer the darts because they don't get lost as easy. And of course, the one she got me is the balls.
The one I
right?
got him was sick.
Okay. So I saw a thing, and apparently cheese puffs are the balls, cheese balls, are the same size as the rival Nerf balls.
See, that's why I got you that gun.
This guy loaded it up, and he was shooting them at his wife, and they were just exploding when they hit there. And she's like, "Ow, are you hitting? Is those cheese puffs?" And they're just like littered like bullet holes. It was so funny. It was so. Cool.
I thought you were going to say they were like sitting across the room from each other and he was like shooting them into her mouth.
Eating them all. Did you have any games that you made up?
Well, yeah, so I remember one, so we had some family friends that owned some property outside of town. And, like the plastic lids on like a 5-gallon bucket? Mm-hmm. So we would take those and we would just like, they had like a farm. And we would like throw them as far as we could, just like scatter them around. And those were like safe places. And we played, I can't remember what we called the game, but it was basically like a version of like tag. But if you got to one of those bases, you were safe. But once you got to it, you had to like throw the lid back or whatever. So it was like musical chairs meets tag or whatever. Like
Interesting.
sort of like, then there's like a hide, like, so you could go and hide first and the person who's searching for people had to like look around for you. It was this insane game, but it was super fun.
So that reminds me of my time out in public school. So, Kara, you've played tag.
Yeah, of course I have.
Can you recall, did you ever come across variations of tag? So there was a bunch
Like
of variations.
freeze tag?
So freeze tag.
Oh yeah, freeze tag, obviously.
Okay. How about TV tag? Did anybody else play TV tag?
It sounds familiar, but I don't
yeah.
know what the
You
rules
both
would
are
be.
absolutely ridiculous. So if you were just about to get tagged, if you yelled out a TV show,
Yes.
you were safe.
Yep.
And it was like, how did kids come up with these renditions of these games?
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, you'd be running around, and then. But here's what's funny: when someone's just about to tag you,
You're
lock
stressed.
up.
You do.
Yeah, you're stressed up. And then once a TV show was named, it couldn't
You
be
couldn't
used
name
again.
that again.
Well,
yeah.
like how would you know that someone else hasn't said it?
It worked because the person who was it, like if they were getting close to you, and then you yelled out like
Columbo.
chips, if they were getting close to you and you yelled out like Ninja Turtles or Gargoyles or whatever, and then somebody else would be running and then they'd almost get tagged, and then that would be on their mind. So they'd be like, Gargoyles. Be like, no, sorry, you used it. You tag, you're it. But it's like, and then there was one where you'd sit down. What was that one? You'd be like, it was tagged, but if you like sat down at the last second, you'd be safe.
That sounds like a
That
recipe for a
sounds-
broken leg to me.
That sounds familiar too, though.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
So this isn't a game that we invented, but do you guys remember Foursquare?
Absolutely.
Of course.
That
The
why do
bouncing
we-
ball one?
Yeah, so there's the one. This is the 2x2 grid, and then there's the serve line or whatever, and you try and like win your way up to being the person who's like serving or whatever. I used to play that all the time, and it's like I did like. When you're growing up and you're like playing these games, you never think like there's gonna be a time. This is gonna be the last time I'm ever gonna play this game.
That is always the saddest
That's
part.
it's
was like-
so sad.
Like it's probably legitimately been like 25 years since I played that game.
That's crazy. I just saw a new game that some people were playing, and it's like there's a net, and you have 4 people, and then you just like
Spike ball?
Yeah, spike ball. That's it. You like spike it in, and then it keeps coming back out, and you just keep spiking it in, and that's how you.
Oh.
It's I don't have that's a young person's game. I don't have the reflexes for that. There's some people like so we were playing. Me and some people that I went when I was in college. Me and some people, other classmates, were playing two-hand touch in the gym, and then there were some people playing spike ball, and they're like, "Oh, you guys want to play?" And I saw them playing, and like how I was like, "I don't have the reflexes to play this game, guys." It's like all these like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and it's like at this point I'm like 30, and it's like I have 10 years of extra mileage on me. There's no way I can compete with that. It's like I'll throw you a 35-yard touchdown pass though. Gabe said, I did the floor is lava with my other mechanics in my shop. It was all fun and games until the manager caught us on the tables and lifts. Adam says, not only is German fluent in various languages and dialects, but also various forms of regional games.
Well, is it? You guys yell at me because how much I know about my advertisement memory from the '90s, and now I know all these games that we used to play.
Well, no. Like that's sort of the point is just like, I don't know why. So, like speaking of like nostalgia and stuff, I've been watching all these old TV shows from like my childhood and stuff, and I was watching Recess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a great show. It's on Disney Plus, and it's like so like excellently crafted together, and like kickball was like their big game. It was kickball,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't know if I think I only played like 2 games of kickball in my life.
So Jim in grade school taught me that when somebody wants to play a game and they're much older and smarter than you, they know all the tricks. Do you remember McNulty?
Oh, yep, we lob the one and then just laser you.
Jackwing. That's what he would do. So,
So
we played
that was
dodgeball.
Soak'em.
So it was Soak'em.
Slightly different version of dodgeball.
So in Soak'em, if you caught it, the other person who threw it was out. But isn't dodge just what made Soak'em different?
You could get other people out of jail or something. I can't remember.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
was
because
that what it
regular
was?
dodgeball is just straight elimination. In Soak'em, if you caught something,
no,
somebody else would come back out.
In dodgeball, if you got the ball and you were in the out, like if you were out, if you grabbed the ball and you threw it and hit somebody, you could come back in.
What in dodgeball? That's a thing.
No, I don't think so. I think that's
that's something I
that's
played.
another variant. I think it's
Okay.
straight dodgeball. When you're out, and then it's just
Okay.
Except if you catch it, the person who
Threw
threw
it
it
is
is
out.
out.
Yeah, but nobody comes back in.
In Soak'em, it's the same thing, but then there's a line that when you're out, you go into a line, and then if you catch it, that person who threw it's out, and then somebody gets to come back in.
Yep.
That's in the
Gotcha.
start of the line. So that was very. But anyways, what this gym teacher would do is he would always go in and play around. So he would take one and he would throw it up at a lob, so everyone would get underneath it to catch it. Then as he was doing it, he would have another one, and he would just straight like beeline it right into you. So before you caught it, resolving the him being out, he would peg you with one that was super fast, So then you'd be out in the catch.
So imagine
count.
this is like a guy in like mid-30s, like peak athletic form.
Yeah.
Right? Against a bunch of 5th graders. So
And
he's
he's pulling off
launching
this
lasers
move. Yeah.
at us. And these weren't like dodgeballs. They were like foam balls with just like skin on them or whatever. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you could only get them going so fast.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, yeah, it's just, and I remember.
And every kid would fall for it. You'd be
Yeah.
on the sidelines. You'd see the arc. You'd be like, no. And they would be going for it. And they're like looking up at it. And that's why I always hated 500. Because it
Yeah.
was like everybody would throw the ball. And so they'd be like 50 and I'd catch it. They'd be like 50 and then I'd catch it. And then 100 and then I'd catch it. And then they would get sick and tired of being it. And then they'd just call out 500. And then somebody else would catch it. It's like, here, I'm nickel and diming my way up the old-fashioned way, and then they do a 500 lob, and then all the variants of that, 500 dead or alive, and that's kind of a sad story. The first time I played, I was like, ooh, I'm going to do 500, but I said dead or alive because I didn't know what it meant. So that meant if the ball touched the ground, it would still count.
Yep.
So then I was like, haha, and then the guy got it, and I was already out after one turn. You know, that's the
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? What is this game? Why would anybody play this? It's ridiculous.
Well, so speaking of that, and I want to say it was like 3rd grade or something, people were playing touch football out in the playground. And I remember everyone was like, they'd yell, it's like, I'm Q. And it's like, what does that mean?
Right.
Right. And like, people, I was like, so I'm just saying, I was like, I don't know what that means. And I basically never thrown a football. I play catch with my dad from like this far away. And it's like much less trying to like anticipate like a slant pattern of somebody moving.
So did you just run out too, saying I'm Q?
Yeah, and then they're like, okay, it's your turn or whatever, you know, and I had no
Chris
idea
is
what I
Q.
was doing. So I just like, yeah. Like, and no 3rd grader knows all the rules of football anyway,
Right.
but I just remember, like, that's something like distinctly burned in my mind. Not because I'm like embarrassed, it's just I remember so distinctly like not having this knowledge, but also wanting to participate.
Right.
So I was like, I'll say it too, and I was like, now what do I do?
Oh man. Does it good? So I saw some comments. I think come in. Any cool comments?
Yeah, let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. Brad says we used to play combat soccer in military boots and flak jackets, full contact. Nothing like checking the officers into the dirt and they're limping for like 2 days. Adam says I watch Saturday morning cartoon blogs on YouTube on the regular. So much fun.
Nice.
I love Saturday morning cartoons.
I wish that was a thing still. What's Chip gonna watch?
Netflix.
What you should do
Any
is
day he wants cartoons.
what you should do is like you cannot watch cartoons except for Saturday morning.
That's
it out.
and we can
Create-
program our
artificially
whole thing.
Artificially create.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah,
because like,
supply and
like
demand.
nobody even says Saturday morning cartoons anymore because this is not a thing anymore. It
Chip will
sucks.
go to school. He'll be like, "Yeah, so Saturday morning cartoons are great," and his friends will be like,
What?
"What?"
You what?
What are you
mate?
talking about?
I
Do
can
you
watch
still
it.
use a record player too, Grandpa? Anyway, Swanky says he has also played full combat soccer while acclimating in Kuwait. Brad replied, "I just remember always wanted to play midfield and check dudes."
I been to Kuwait. I do not like it there. I hate it.
Yeah, sick mug. He brought that back.
Yeah, I'm from Starbucks mug. They have a Starbucks in Kuwait. I have a "You Are Here" Kuwait Starbucks mug.
I mean, it's sandy there, right? It's rough, of course, it gets everywhere.
Have you guys seen the picture of Darth Vader sculpted out of sand? And then then shows Palpatine underneath. And he's like, "Oh, that's ironic."
I've not seen that.
It's funny.
Dang, Swanky spent 42 months in Iraq between 03 and 08.
Jeez.
Dang.
That's way too long.
That
Yeah.
is way too
Did you
long.
get your green card?
Seriously.
Gabe asked if we watched the latest episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I have not watched either episode yet.
We've started watching that for sure.
So, I was tossing up when I watched 101 Dalmatians. Spoiler, I watched 101 Dalmatians the other night. It's either that or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's like I'm not ready to pay attention to anything right now.
The first episode was good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that I'm gonna like it.
You will.
It's just one of those things where it's like, do I want to focus on something or do I want to see animated dogs get chased around by a witch lady in a souped up car?
Yes.
I was like, how much to the dogs?
Pongo and Perdita.
Yep.
Is that the mom and dad?
The
Yes.
mom and dad dogs.
Yeah, Pongo. is the.
I can't believe
Yeah.
you had to ask.
No, I'm just I'm verifying. I'm not just assuming that I like have this perfect memory and recollection. So back to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm sure Gabe is super excited to talk about it. We're taking the Brad approach here. We let a couple build up before we go back and watch them.
Oh, nice.
Amphibia. Next episode at Amphibia tomorrow. What?
That's super good.
So good.
Sunday's the day of rest. You shouldn't be watching television.
Tomorrow's Easter.
It's the day of ham. You shouldn't be watching television.
Ham, and we're getting scalloped potatoes. My mom asked me what I wanted. I said scalloped potatoes. I love scalloped potatoes.
Potatoes are a pretty hard thing to not make well.
Oh, they're
I
so
know.
good.
Just load those suckers up with cheese. All the cheese. I want them to be drowning in cheese.
Hence the earlier conversation about the cheese. Culver's burger.
Yep.
I like cheese, so sue me, okay? Like,
Yep.
cheese is... If there wasn't cheese, life wouldn't be worth living.
What about all the people that are lactose intolerant?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It sucks.
I just appreciate Swanky's question about Star Wars because that was actually really fun to talk about.
People should ask us more Star Wars
Yeah, I
questions.
want,
We're like...
Star Wars questions.
Gabe said
that.
the latest episode is so good. I wouldn't wait.
Okay.
Oh, all right, we'll watch it. We'll watch it. I'll hop on your stream, Gabe, and talk to you about it while you're racing. I want to see this setup.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
How many cameras do you have there, Gabe?
Yeah.
500.
He doesn't need more cameras, Chris. Too many cameras. Oh my goodness.
Not enough cameras.
We have, what, 5 sitting right here?
1, 2, 3.
Not including the GoPro.
Well, so
There
GoPro's
is
a
5.
camera.
I can see 5.
Okay, so then 6. If you include the GoPro, because
Yeah.
the Sony 5D, R, 80D, and is that the R? Is that
RP's there. This is the
RP
R.
and the R?
Yep, we got a bunch of cameras in here, and we need more.
We probably do need more.
For what?
Just because we do. You always need more cameras.
I need more
That's
clothes.
true.
No, you do not.
Yes, I do.
That is the furthest
Yep.
thing
Nope.
from the
I need.
truth.
If you need more cameras, I need more clothes.
You do not need.
But not
Okay,
an equal
all right,
value,
all right.
though. One shirt equals one camera.
No, here's what I was gonna say. For the amount of money you spend on cameras, I get that amount to spend on clothes.
You don't. You should change
So-
that tune and say, for the amount of money you spend on cameras is the amount of money you want an upstairs bathroom.
Ooh, I mean,
You get a nice bathroom
I
for
could get a real
$40,000.
nice bathroom.
Yeah, right.
Jamie doesn't know the pain of being pregnant and having to go from the upstairs bedroom all the way down through the whole entire house to the bathroom that's off the kitchen.
Bedpan.
Do you
You're
want to empty
gross.
that every day?
I don't need to empty it. You can empty it.
Heck no. If I'm using a bedpan, you're emptying it.
No, so she like in this situation, you would be the person that has to use the bedpan. Because she's trying to project, like, imagine that scenario for you.
Oh yeah.
So would you rather use a bedpan and then have to clean it out than hike 40 miles across your house?
Yep.
Get an upstairs bathroom some year. Indoor plumbing. It's gonna be big. What quote is that from?
Indoor plumbing, it's going to be big.
Oh.
It's magic.
No.
You know. I know what it is.
Boy, I might even be wrong. My first thought was
It's killing me.
Hercules, but then I think isn't it actually Aladdin?
Wait, what?
Indoor plumbing. It's gonna be big.
I think it's
I think-
Hercules. I'm 95% it's Hercules.
I think it is Hercules. I don't know why. Why would it be?
Yeah. It's the Oracle lady. It's like indoor plumbing.
Plumbing. It's gonna be big. And that, it's right. Yeah, because she sees the future. I knew it had something to do with the future.
Yeah.
That's why I second guessed myself with Genie, but it was
Yeah.
the Oracle lady. Yep. What a fun joke. I did not get it as a kid whatsoever. Like, why would they be talking about indoor plumbing? Well, it's because they didn't have indoor plumbing back then.
Yeah. Did you also know when Phil says, I've got 2 things to say to you, and 2 things to say to you, and I don't remember what he says.
No, it's
It's
always
like
two.
one word, but in Greek it's 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was a joke in there. It's when Hercules first goes to ask him.
Now that movie I want to go watch. That one's fantastic.
It's a good movie.
Had I not watched it recently, I would have watched that the other night.
It's a
Well, I think it's a really underrated Disney movie.
It is, absolutely.
Phil joke. Hercules.
Let's see. Some catching up on Chad here. Swanky says, I'm lactose intolerant. I still eat cheese and ice cream. It's worth the bathroom breaks.
Okay, it's when Phil says 2 words, I am retired, which is actually 2 words in Greek, which obviously I can't say because it's in Greek.
Okay.
But it's actually 2 words in Greek, and he says it's...
Yeah, I am retired as 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Gabe says, only 1 camera, and I need to move it when I'm going to use the racing setup. Just buy 2 cameras.
No, Chris. Don't.
That's my easy solution is just spend money on cameras.
And tripods. Cameras and tripods.
Yeah, we need 3 cameras and 8 tripods.
Think of what a nice bathroom I could get.
With 3 tripods.
Yep.
Swanky says, I was going to say I look forward to every new shirt Kara wears for the podcast. They both try and wear something different. I don't know. Have you worn that shirt, Jeremy, before?
I don't know.
I know that
I
that
wore
shirt
it
has existed. But
Yeah, I've worn this one. I love this one. This one we got from Star Wars Celebration. It's sold out. Like, it was everybody on the Ahsoka
We actually got
cosplay
it
group.
there.
We actually got it there, but everybody on the Ahsoka cosplay group, they were like, where can I find this shirt? It's sold out everywhere. Does anybody have one that they're selling?
Well, Swanky even seen, you don't even have it on. Your
What?
Togruta ring.
I don't.
Kara has a
well, we got to start the podcast over.
I know.
Sorry, guys.
Togruta ring.
I have the Rock Love Togruta ring. Jeremy got 2, but those suckers sold out like...
Instantaneously.
I hate online shopping so much. It makes me want to pull my
It's
hair
just
out.
bots. If we could find an effective bot killer,
Yeah,
Seriously?
CAPTCHA.
Brad?
oh, of course. Hold on. I'm gonna get to that comment, but there's some other stuff that I have to get to. Adam says, "Oh boy, for the cost of ... cue the Sarah McLachlan music."
Sarah McLachlan.
James says you walked into that one. This is a while ago, so I forget what the context of that is. Brad says, "Oh God, how long are you going to use the pregnant thing, Kara?"
Yeah, really.
I am going to milk that for all it's worth. Because we do want more than just 1 kid. Just saying.
Adam was guessing Back to the Future 3 for the indoor plumbing.
Indoor plumbing is going to be big. But it was absolutely...
I
it was
could see
hilarious.
that being... I could see Doc saying that.
And then James says more lights. Yes, more light. There's 2 things you can never have enough of, and it's cameras and lights.
It's the lights and tripods.
And tripods. And action. Lights, camera, action.
Ha! Plenty
More
of
action, Jeremy.
More action.
All right, so what was the thing that Brad said that you super duper laughed at? That you had to
How
go
long are
back
you
to?
going to use that pregnant
Oh.
thing?
Like I said, I'm going to milk that for all it's worth.
Total Fire Nation move to milk that.
I know it is.
The amount of anger you just expressed is also a very Fire Nation thing.
You know who else
I
would be
feel
Fire
I just
Nation?
made a Gus thing. Just
Glomgold
Yes.
would be Fire Nation. Kara hates.
Glomgold is a fat, salty duck.
I'm not saying that you're fat. I'm
You
not
didn't say you're a salty duck, though.
He did name a cow after me in
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
It was really
so...
funny because if you go milk it, there's no milk. It says Kara is out of milk. That was funny.
Brad said clearly Kara didn't find that funny.
No, but it's funny. I don't know.
Oh.
What other names have we come? The cow thing is really funny.
I agree. I think it's hilarious.
If you
Neither
can't-
of you are a female.
No.
Exactly. Yeah, Jeremy? Yeah, Jeremy?
If you can't laugh at yourself, what's the point? It's funny. The Kara cow joke in Stardew Valley was hilarious. And every time I milked that cow, it made me laugh. You've cracked milk jokes.
Have I?
Yes.
Have I?
Yes. You've absolutely cracked milk jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So, note to self, don't call your significant other a cow or a fat, salty duck,
Things on the list of obvious choices.
and you'll be just fine.
Adam says on the Avatar thing, they don't call it Mother Earth for nothing. But yeah, Kara is definitely Fire Nation.
Yes.
I am not Fire Nation. I am not Fire Nation.
Uncle Iroh was Fire Nation.
Uncle Iroh's awesome, but everybody knows that
Mark Hamill's
most
Fire
of
Nation.
Fire Nation are...
He is.
Who is?
Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah, he
He's
is.
the voice of Ozai,
Yeah,
the Fire Lord.
yeah.
Fire Lord Ozai.
So I've been watching that back again too, and those episodes are really, really good. And then there's ones that stand out, and then every single time it ends with episode directed by Dave Filoni.
Yep.
My
Right before he
cabbages.
I
Yes!
love that guy.
Right before I got sniped for Clone Wars, wasn't
Yep,
it?
absolutely.
You need to wear your Appa shirts that I bought you. I bought you a few Appa shirts, and you've like barely worn them.
You got to space them out.
They're buried in a t-shirt mountain. That's why we don't need any more clothes.
Adam says fluent in so many languages, but wife is not one of them.
It's true. It's true.
Any other childhood games you guys can think of?
I'm trying to think of other ones I played. I legitimately did have access to lawn darts as a kid.
Oh yeah, like the
Of
real metal
course.
ones. We
Yeah.
had those too.
Oh yeah.
We were talking with your
But-
mom the other day about how completely unsafe our lives were, and we got along just fine.
Well,
Seriously.
but in hindsight, yeah, I do get, man, lawn darts. You're literally
Legitimately, like heavy weighted spears into the air.
well, how famous was that video of the kids fighting in a college dorm room, and one picks up a pair of scissors and chucks it across the room, and it goes like right into the guy's arm.
Ew.
Yeah, it's plain as day, and he's like, "What? What?" And the scissors are like sticking out. He's like, "I gotta go to the emergency room." Like that video went viral, and that was the first time I realized why they say like don't run with scissors and be safe with scissors. Was the scissors going?
Yeah.
He literally just tossed them, and they went thump all the way into the
Ew.
handles,
Ugh.
right into his arm.
I remember not as graphic a thing, but I remember throwing a pencil to my sister, and she went to catch it, and it went right into her hand.
Ew.
Ah.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
Well, so 1919, my parents used to serve this at their restaurant. And what do restaurants use when they have their orders and they're done? They put them on the spindle. My
Oh,
mom
yeah.
put her hand right through the spindle went right through her hand. So,
Heck
Nope.
no.
but I told you,
Does she have the scar still?
I'm probably sure she probably does. I used the pressure washer and blasted a hole through my hand with a pressure washer.
Good lord.
I've told you that story.
Somebody stole my key. I still have the scar from it, but somebody stole my keys and they're swinging around, and I went to grab them, and the key stabbed into my hand this way.
Oh,
I like just went.
This way,
It was like
show.
it was like the entire length of the key into my hand.
oh. Chris also poked me in the xiphoid process one time so hard I couldn't breathe for like 20
That
minutes.
was hilarious. That's my favorite thing that I've ever done, to be completely honest. 'Cause here's the context of the thing. So it's art class. We're messing around with like clay or whatever. Jeremy's done with this thing. I'm trying to make this mask or something. And he's just like poking me on the shoulder constantly for like 5 minutes. And I
Ryan
just
told me to do it.
turned around and I just went poke. And I wasn't trying
One
to hit
time,
him there.
poke.
And it wasn't even like super hard. And I just went poke. And it just
Right.
completely knocked all the wind out of him.
It was like magic.
And he's like,
He poked me right here.
and he could not catch his breath. He's like dying trying to catch his breath. And I was like, sweet, sweet Justin.
Jeremy
serious.
looks like a fish out of water.
It's
Like
what it felt like. I don't know how that even worked.
So,
That's why Achilles' heel is just right.
yeah.
Oh,
Now the entire internet knows.
right.
Adam asked, what about that MASH game? I don't know about a MASH game. You should enlighten us
like
about
the
this.
Mansion.
mansion apartment.
Holy boats! I haven't played that in forever. So
No idea what this is.
It's Chris. I totally punched my mic. It's the equivalent of the.
Oh, the fortune teller?
Yeah.
But you'd write down like different types of houses, different people to marry, how many kids you were gonna have, and there was one other thing, and then you'd pick a number, and they would count that, however many, and every number it would stop at would be
Right.
that selection.
Oh, okay. So it's like the old-fashioned version of the first name is your dad and your last name is your mom or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember playing MASH. We played a game called Annie Annie I Over. So you take a ball. You're in two teams, and you stand on either side of the house. And you take a ball and you whip it over the top of the house, yelling Annie Annie I Over. And the other team catches it. You don't know who has the ball. So it's kind of a mix of dodgeball. And so then you, who threw the ball, had to try to run and get to the other side of the house without the person who has the ball hitting you with it. And you
Okay.
don't know which side they're coming around. So you may be running straight into them.
Okay.
So we used to play.
Interesting.
It was a fun game. I enjoyed that game.
How many windows did you break?
None, because we never used really hard balls. It was, foam.
Maybe
balls.
next week we should play a round of MASH with you, Chris.
Okay.
So
Yes.
MASH stands for Mansion, Apartment, Shack, or House.
That's right.
So you write it out, but then you also pick groups. So then like, you do like a spouse, but somebody else more or less picks for you. So you like pick one, and then like they pick 3 people for you. So it'd be like people you went to school with as your spouse.
Okay.
And then they had like the number of kids. So it'd be like 1, 5, 10, or 20. They'd just be super funny. Then like different types of pets you'd have.
That's right.
What type of job you'd have, and how much money you would make. And then you would just like either like roll a dice or you would like, just pick a number, and then all the ones would have a number by it. So it'd be like, you're going to marry this person you don't like, but you're going to live in a mansion. You're going to have 67 kids. You're going to have a pet duck. You're going to live in Arizona. You're going to be a blackjack dealer, and you're going to make $100,000 or something. It was just a game like that. It was kind of fun to play.
It was a good game.
That reminds me of just the square game where, you draw all the dots and then you connect
Yep.
the lines between the...
Freaking Brad. He said he was hitting an arrow in Boy Scouts once, and this isn't a pack leader molester joke.
Jeez.
An arrow? Oh my gosh.
But the joke is hilarious.
I didn't hear. I didn't get
it
it.
had anything to do with molestation. So
Oh.
basically.
Yeah, he got hit by an arrow, all right.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Smikey says he's trying to think of the games I played as a kid and realized I did a lot of stupid stuff, and I'm lucky to be alive. That's what most of us.
Okay, so I was gonna say, Stephen, AJ, and I, when we were little, I don't know how my mom let us do this, but you know those thin nylon ropes that you can buy?
Yeah.
Well, we have some tall trees in our yard, and there's one branch that's real sketch. And so I don't know why we did it. We threw the rope up, and we tied it around it, and then we tied a dowel rod that we could put our feet on the other end, so we could swing on it, right? And we never got enough air, so we ended up taking the swing set. The ones that would rock back and forth if you swung too hard. We set that up, and then we climbed to the top of that and swung off of that.
Oh my god.
I don't know how we didn't die,
Ridiculous.
but it was fun. I enjoyed that as a child. I don't think I'm going to let Chip do half the things that I did as a kid.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
It is. Good grief.
I've legitimately broken a swing set. So a kid that I was like babysitting he had a backyard one, and he was like, "Come swing with me," and there was 2 on it, and I sat down, and the entire swing set went. The rod bent in the middle, and I'm like,
How old were you?
sitting on the sand.
It's like instant realization that you're too old for
Yeah.
swing sets.
Swing sets are dope.
Swing is probably one of my favorite toys or favorite activities in the playground.
They're the best.
Brad said he played the throw the ball over the house game, but the balls
Yes.
get stuck in the gutters.
Yes, Brad.
Or that's how my dad, because he was never there for me. If you play catch by yourself, you throw your tennis ball on the roof and then it rolls back down and catch.
Yep, we used to do that.
You know what? Actually, so that actually reminds me of what I used to do. So you know the driveway at my parents' house, right?
Yep.
I would stand at the garage and I would throw a football as far as I could and run down the driveway and catch it.
Well,
Nice.
they had the ones with the tails on it, made it a lot easier
Yep.
because they had like more.
They were Nerf,
the
weren't
Nerf
they?
ones or whatever.
Yeah, I was just using
Wasn't like Brett
regulation
Favre
football.
do a commercial with those things, and he's like,
I think I remember that.
He
I
said
think so.
a game you're talking about you make at work, if we're really bored too, you just like pick something and you just try to throw it to the ceiling and who can get closer without actually touching it, like that classic one. But you remember too, like you take like a pencil and you sharpen it and you go thump into the
Oh,
ceiling.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Adam says that this MASH game could settle the Star Wars species debate and the Avatar Nation debate.
Yes, they could.
Next
Swanky
week,
said let the chat pick the options. I think that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I love that.
Fun.
Yep.
That was a very good idea.
1000%. Solid idea.
next week I'll bring a notebook down and then we'll pose it to chat.
I like it.
Very interesting.
We'll
I
pick,
like it.
We'll pick everything, right? Number of kids. We'll pick who our
We
spouse is
should
going to
just
be.
have our whiteboard and have everything written down so
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
can see it.
Yeah,
That's
we
not
got
fun.
whiteboards.
What happened to our big whiteboard that we used to write down what we were going to talk about?
Is
It's
that it
probably
might
in
be
the
in my
back.
trunk or something?
I have no idea.
We'll
All right,
have to
any
dig it
last
out.
chat before we close her out
I was
for
going
the
to say
night?
my parents are coming with chips, so.
Brad says every year when our dads would have to clean gutters, there'd be like a dozen balls laying in the yard, and we get yelled at for why the gutters were getting backed up.
That's hilarious.
Makes total sense.
I hate that I live in a world where it's like at our house now in in Duluth. I looked the other day and water wasn't coming down right. My gutters are plugged, and it's like, why I don't want to go clean my gutters.
I wish there was like Drano for gutters.
Right? How nice would that be? Well,
Ryan,
our
did you
gutters
just say
are
you would
so
do it?
freaking tall.
Ryan just said he would clean my gutters.
Oh, Ryan, you're so nice.
I'm imagine like it'd be nice if there's like a Mission Impossible style rig where you just get like hoisted by a crane and just be like right over it and just.
Right.
Adam says he's gonna be in Chicago with Matt next week, so he's gonna miss the next episode, but it's probably safer that way. You can always tune back in on Monday mornings at 5:45 in the morning.
Yep.
The
When
Yeah.
polished version of the podcast
goes live.
without any crazy buffering or anything happens. Oh boy, well I guess it's about time. I'm gonna press the button to roll the outro. If you made it this far, go ahead and give us a like in the video. We really do appreciate it. It means you want to see more content like this, and that you guys like us and we're likable people. Woo! Comment down below with your childhood games that you made up, or if you think the Care is Fire Nation, that's also acceptable. Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we go live or
Gabe.
upload a video.
Go Brad.
We're a lot of fun.
Go Swanky.
Hang out with us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course,
May the force be with you.